and Angie Lackins from ServiceNow.
Hey guys. So first, everybody shake your hands and just, stretch. Let's do that really quick because we've sat and we've heard a lot of really good stuff. I raised my computer up so I could stand and jog in place, but let's do a little bit of that wiggling around, just stretch. Okay, before we jump in, because you're processing, getting a lot of stuff in there. LinkedIn. Why do you want to do LinkedIn? Well, I just dug up some statistics this morning on this. Did you know 87% of recruiters say they use LinkedIn at least partially throughout the year? So LinkedIn is still important. It's still relevant. And that's why we're going to talk about it today. Let's get started, Julie. Okay, so you want to create your profile and you want to put your name in there. Use, like for me, mine says Angie Lackins. Now my real name is Angelia Lackins. People don't call me that. So my LinkedIn profile is how I want them to know me as, right? So use that. You can use your headline. It doesn't have to be your title for your work. I would just pull up my daughter's just to see what hers said. And it says recent graduate because she just graduated from college. And she's currently seeking a creative role focused on design and social media. That's what her headline is. My headline, it says, project manager, type stuff. So yours can be creative like hers is. It doesn't have to be a specific job. You always want to have a photo in there because like the metrics here tell you, you're 36 times more likely to get a message or get a response from your inquiries if you have a picture. Make it a good picture. This isn't the place to put in one of your, good pictures. It's the place to put in, like if you looked at mine right now, I look very serious. And I had to update my LinkedIn profile when I switched jobs. So, and it was during the pandemic. So, mine has, like, Sophie took it for me with her cell phone, but we made sure to have a plain background, that kind of thing. You want to look professional in your LinkedIn picture and not, it's not a selfie. It's not a, having fun kind of thing. And your contact information, you put in as much or as little as you want. A lot of people just use their email or their phone. You don't have to put in everything. Again, just like with your resume, put in what you feel comfortable having out there in the world, right? Next slide. So your summary is your elevator pitch. And do you guys know what an elevator pitch is? That's where if you want to sell somebody something, you got the opportunity to speak to somebody that is someone you want to get to know, or you want them to know you. Pretend you're in an elevator and make it that quick. So you want to have your elevator pitch. It tells what motivates you, what you're skilled at, and what's next, or what you're interested in. So I've been like looking at my own and looking at Sophie's, and we have different things. Like hers says, she's the vice president of this and that at her college, and it just tells who she is really fast, and it gives people, it highlights some stuff that she wants to stand out. Be detailed about your education, your internships, volunteering, your jobs, your study abroad, all of those kind of things that you're doing. Minnesota aspirations in there, those are the key things that any recruiter is going to look at and see those details. And you definitely want to include your honors, awards, certificates, and coursework. The way LinkedIn works is it's on keywords. So the things that you put in there, like when you put in the aspirations in computing, bingo, the word computing, it's machine learning. So it's going to target on those kind of words. So make sure you put all of that stuff in there. Does anybody have any questions so far? Is that making sense? I know LinkedIn seems like an old people's thing, or as my kids would say, a boomer thing, but it's not just a boomer thing. It's still relevant. And so you're going to want to have a LinkedIn page. It's not, what's the word I'm looking for? But it isn't just a boomer thing, because again, that statistic, 87% of recruiters use LinkedIn to find people for positions. So.
And I'm one of those recruiters, and I will tell you, I'm on it every day. And I have found students that we've interviewed for internship positions by searching LinkedIn in the past. So
awesome.
it's critical now at this time of your career as you're just getting into it versus later on, when you are more experienced. So it's never too late to join.
Yeah.
And the whole, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, so LinkedIn for me has been super valuable too. Just like if you're interested in maybe a certain career or somebody, you can like if you wanted to like reach out to me, you could, and just to stay in contact, it's super helpful, or to set things up. So.
Yeah, and I will tell you guys that this year I went to the Grace Hopper Conference, which is the computer conference for women. That's an international event, and I was hosted part of our. I was one of the hosts at one of our tables where students could come in and ask questions about our company, and so students messaged me in LinkedIn and asked me to make sure that their resumes got to our recruiters who are hiring interns or looking for interns. So then and I'm like, sure, send them to me. So those students got their resumes looked at because I gave it to the recruiter, and it went right to the recruiter, and I also forwarded them to hiring managers where they didn't have to go through the process of getting screened. So there was some really cool stuff on there. But again, when you're using your LinkedIn IMs, it's not up there right now, but always make sure you reach, like the students that reached out to me said, hey, Angie, we met at Grace Hopper. So, remember to do that. But let's see, should we move forward? I get off track. I'm really sorry about that, you guys. And if I go too fast, please just slow me down. Your skills, add your 5 best skills that others can endorse. And that's a really cool thing. Julie goes in and endorses mine. Thanks, Julie. But that's, again, it's part of that machine learning, and where the system, when recruiters are pulling information in there, if you have skills that are checked in the skill boxes, it will pull your information to Katie, so she gets your resume when she's looking for something. So you're gonna want to definitely do that. And then once you do create your LinkedIn page and you have your skills in there, you guys have teachers and counselors and people like us who can speak to what you do. Don't be afraid to reach out and ask them to endorse you, because that's the more endorsement you get, that again, it's machine learning. It's like it's gonna ping your thing again and again. So what's the word I'm looking for here, Julie? The tech words.
I don't know, Angie. I didn't hear your description. I'm sorry.
I would say artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's going to just make your resume get noticed, or not your resume, your LinkedIn profile get noticed more and more, because you've got 5 people endorsing you for that, or 25 people. So it keeps adding those ticks out in computer world. And
It's
you
like
guys know more about that than I do.
It's like getting closer to the top in a Google search, right?
Right. There you go. And that's all
SEO.
stuff you guys know about because you're computer geniuses. I am not, as you can tell. Include your projects related to technology. Of course, all the work you're doing here. Anything that you're doing at school, or any internships or summer programs or volunteer work that you do like that. And again, ask your network of people to give you recommendations and to give you those endorsements. And reach out to people. Like, now that we've all kind of hung out for a few hours here, reach out to us. Ask us once you build your page, hey, can we connect? Because we all have connections in the industry. And and create your unique URL. And you can do that in LinkedIn. And you guys would know more about that than I do because, again, you're tech geniuses. I am not. What else do we got here, Julie? Woohoo, here's a sample. So as you can see, it's from the experiences, she's talking, So from the experiences, she's talking about student role model, an internship, and a community advisor, being an ambassador. All of these things are relevant in the work world. Again, just like your resume, you want to make sure that these are relevant in the work world. And all of your experiences are what you're doing right now. If you're doing extracurricular activities that are like maybe you work on your student newspaper or you're in a STEM program specific to school, add that in there.
That's
That's
it.
it, huh? Any LinkedIn questions?
I just wanted to clarify, we should be listing our activities and clubs, like relevant ones under experience then?
I would in LinkedIn.
Okay.
Katie, would you recommend that too?
Yes. Yeah. Do that. And they now have LinkedIn updates its features frequently throughout the year. So it's added more sections into your profile, and it will really help you walk through asking you know, what you have for work experience, what volunteer experience, what clubs and organizations are you a member of. So it really nowadays does help you gather a lot of that information, but yeah, that's very relevant to put out there.
Is it okay to
And then-
like flip flop it a little bit? Like say if I have something from volunteer experience that I just want to include under general experience, or clubs and organizations that I have all of them listed in the specific section, but then I also include one under experience.
Mhm. Or you can even do it under your summary. Truthfully, under my summary, I have under about, you know, it talks about my experience in recruiting, but then I call out, I have a passion project, and it's the Minnesota Aspiration and Computing Awards, you know, and I describe a little bit about it. So if you're really passionate, you know, and about doing something, being part of an organization, volunteering, call that out in your summary paragraph. You can do that as well, and then have more detail on it down below.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Mhm.
And in your featured section, you can add, like, if there's a project that you're working on that has a presentation out there on the internet or that you want to share, you can put that in your featured section. And so they can click on it and see that and read it, or, you know, browse through something that you have there that you want to present.
Mhm.
Okay, couple things. First of all, I will be sending you a link to a Dropbox folder after this meeting. It has these slides in it and some other things that I'll talk about later. But one of the things in there is a contacts directory. And it has your hosts and presenters here today. It also has all of the people that will be doing the mock interviews for you next Saturday. So there is a whole directory full of contacts. Most of them have a LinkedIn URL on them. So you can figure out what you should do with that whole list of contacts. Just remember to tell them I met you at X when you asked to connect. So, so there's a jump start right there. Some of you probably are well on your way already. And something else just quick, Katie and Andrew, we had talked about this, but I didn't confirm it. But over this next week, we are going to have you do some prep work for next Saturday. If you have questions about your resume or your LinkedIn profile, go ahead and contact one of us if you want. And we will take some time to give you some feedback, or maybe if we're busy, we'll find another colleague who can do that. So reach out during this week if you want any help with resume or LinkedIn profile. That sound good?
You know,
Go ahead, Angel.
the other added benefit I wanted to say about LinkedIn is that a lot of the colleges that you'll go to will give you free access to LinkedIn Learning. There is so
Yes.
much out there in LinkedIn Learning I've learned how to use Miro boards this fall through LinkedIn Learning. So, and you know, I've actually been updating my skills in SharePoint because of LinkedIn Learning, and that it's great. You can learn everything from hard skills to soft skills out there.
Yeah, my tech company actually has our engineers do some of their tech learning out there. So there's a lot out there. All right, we're a little behind schedule, but we still thought at this point, we do want to take a 3-minute break. So I want you back with your cameras on at 10:15. I'm probably going to play